Hey guys, welcome back to Rotary Lives. Today, I'm going to show you the clock spring. Now, if you don't know what a clock spring is, the clock spring is what allows us to control stuff like our cruise control, our audio from the radio, your airbag, and your horn. Now, I guess when I did all the work for the rack and pinion, I probably turned the wheel one or a few times and I destroyed it. So right now there's a lot of videos out there about a clock spring. There are a lot of them for Mazda, but none of them for your RX8. So I want to show you that today. So down here you remove the back cover. I already done that, and it's just your normal 10mm nuts there. That's going to remove the airbag. Now, before you do all this, make sure you have removed the battery cable. Let it sit for about 10 minutes. Make sure it's drained because you don't want this airbag to go off. So I've already moved both of those. So now you just gently pull this back off and it's going to expose all the stuff right underneath. So right here we have two black clips. All you have to do is pop these up. Okay, once you pop those off, that's how they look. Put them to the side, and then you're gonna pull each one out. They're just gonna pop out like that. And then take your airbag and put it to the side. You can take your clips and put them back into the tops of where they go, where you originally took them off. You can sit them like that. Next, you have your wires in here. You're going to disconnect those next, and then start working with this bolt because the clock spring is right in here. Here's my new piece, and I got this off of eBay for I think $15, brand new. Before I did all that, I had called a dealer, got a part number. So you want to make sure it's the right part number with your RX8. They're all going to be the same partner pretty much, unless it's a 2 series Mazda RX8. So I did email the seller though, because they said you just put it in, but there's this white pin here. So I think once I put it in, I have to remove that white pin. So it looks like it's going to go that way. And you can see here it has new components for the airbag, so we're not going to have to worry about this one because this one already has it. So now I got to remove this white clip and this bolt, and I'll get to that. Oh, and make sure you mark the steering wheel. Use a Sharpie, because you have to make sure that your steering wheel, when you put it back on, is aligned, because once you start removing this bolt, you're gonna get a lot of moving around, and you have to make sure that your steering wheel's back aligned. Okay, so make sure you mark it. So once you've loosened it, it's going to take a little leverage, so make sure you have like a torque wrench or something. I was just using my wrench, and the size 13/16. Once you get it loose, you're going to want to keep it on there just like a little bit. Depending on the age of your car, you can wiggle it around. I already got it unstuck. They do sell steering wheel pulleys if you have to go that route, but just a little tugging here and there will get the job done. So it's not too bad. You're not damaging anything. And since we're all rotary heads, we're going to want to work on our car anyways. So there it is. I'm going to pop this out, and the wires are going to go through, because these wires are connected to the old clock spring. So all this right here stays attached to your steering wheel. Those wires in there, because all this is what connects to that. That's your airbag, your radio, your cruise control, all that good stuff. And if I do all this work and it doesn't work, man, that's gonna suck. But now this exposed the old clock spring. So now I have to take down these clips right here to get to the 3 screws that are behind here. Okay, so it looks like someone had already gone in here before, because there's only 1 screw on this side, nothing on this side. Take your screwdriver, or if you're just brute strong like that, pop the sides open. You can see that there's 1 screw there and the other screws are down there. So then you're just gonna move these out of your way a little bit so you can get to the screws. I don't think you have to remove them completely, just get them out of the way, just so you have enough room. Okay guys, already got my 3 screws out, so we're just going to pull this one out. Sorry about this, guys. I'm doing all this with my phone and it's not easy. Oh, so I forgot. So yeah, you're gonna have to take all this off, because underneath the clock spring are 2 more cable inputs. Just like that. My bad. Okay guys, so there's 3 sets here. 1, 2, 3. This one wasn't coming out. I pulled it down, just broke off. Not a big deal for me. I'll eventually, if it starts falling down a lot, I'll eventually figure something out to hold it up there. But here's the old clock spring. That's what it looks like. Sounds like something's loose in there. I will be taking it apart so we can see how it looks. Here's the new one. I'm gonna get it all hooked up, pull out that pin, and put everything back together. Okay, so this one right here, don't be afraid to give it a good hard pinch until you hear it click, because it's gonna give you a little resistance because of its pin. So just give it a good pinch and you'll get it in there. So I just put the steering wheel back on. Next, this is always connected to the steering wheel, so you never have to worry about it. You're just going to pin that back in. Your clips will go back into your airbag. Okay guys, everything's put back together. Battery's back on, or cable. Now, about to turn it on. And always remember, when you disconnect your battery, you have to turn it on, let it idle for about 20 minutes, I think 30. Turn it off, because when you disconnect your battery, it's resetting your computer, and the computer has to think how to control your fuel ratio again, your air intake, and all that other jazz. Here we go. So you can see how it's woo, 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 woo. Because the car wasn't at a full cold yet. It was already woo, woo, woo. But it looks like our airbag is gone. Of course, my power steering is still out. Ah, there we go. Perfect purr. So, let's see if my horn works. My horn's back on. Let's check the radio. Got my radio back on. Let's check the cruise control, the on and off. All right. I really enjoy these features, especially when you get babied with them, and when they go away, you don't know how you lived without them. So that's how you install the clock spring on your Mazda RX-8. Subscribe and give me thumbs up, and leave comments. Maybe I have an answer. And yeah, this is Rotary Lives out. Okay guys, so I took it apart, and that's the top part. This is the old one. So let's see what's going on underneath here. Let's see what a clock spring looks like. So this has all the wires and the connections that make it twist and turn, and yeah, here we go. So right here is where it disconnected from, let's see, here, and that's why everything stopped working. And what happened is that I was messing with the power steering. I guess I turned the wheel one too many times. I was trying to replace the whole rack and pinion. I turned the wheel one too many times to straighten it out, and it just, you know, took this out of place. So I had to order a new one.